Hi everybody, it's Tina. Welcome to my video today, you guys. I am right on time, which is surprising considering I was doing a bunch of stuff right before this. So I'm just going to give it a minute while I am setting up to see comments. Welcome if you guys pop in. I'm also going to go mute my computer because I don't want to listen to it constantly beeping. Happy Friday to everybody. Hey Kathy. Okay, so I can see your guys' comments. Hi Anne. Okay. Welcome, you guys. Hey, Chris. Happy Friday. Happy summer. Hello. Okay. So I think we're good. So there's a lot of stuff to chat about today. And we're going to create today. So that will be fun. Okay, so let's dive in and start chatting. Hey Daisy. Hello guys. Okay, so the first thing let's chat about today is the last day to sign up for Stamp Club. So this month, this is a brand new thing that I have started. Most of you guys know, you've been here, you've heard me talk about this. Good morning, Martha. I started the Ink It Up and Create Stamp Club, and this is the first month for it. And what it is a club where you get a club package in the mail each month. You have projects that you create, you get an exclusive PDF, you get an exclusive videos putting together your projects. These are the projects for this month. And then there is a live workshop. Basically, it's a live video on Facebook where we put together an additional project. So there is a Facebook group that is with this club that you can be a part of. So far, everybody who has joined the club has joined the Facebook group, so that's really good. So everybody will have a chance to participate in the live video workshop for that. And then if you can't participate live, like if you're not able to be there live, whatever time it is, not every single time works for every single person. So if you're not there live, the great thing is that you will still be able to watch the video. And if you are not on Facebook, that's okay, because also everything gets sent out in an email. So there is a link in the Facebook description of this video. You can click on that, and today's the last day to sign up. So if you're watching this on Tuesday on YouTube, the Stamp Club for August has closed. Okay, so I know it's a little bit different because things come out different at different times. So today's the last day. It is Friday, August 16th, and today's the last day to sign up for Stamp Club, okay? If you're a part of my Stampin' Up team, like if you're a part of our Stampin' Up community, you have signed up to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator with me, you will get all of this for free, okay? So next Thursday, you will get the videos, the PDF, all of this. There, so okay, so hopefully it said broadcast interrupted, so hopefully I'm okay. Looks like I'm okay. Okay, so hopefully that clears that up. So last day to join Stamp Club. I'm very excited about it. I want to show you guys some fun stuff. So everybody in the group gets to be a part of giveaways. The first giveaway we're doing for Stamp Club is the Stamparatus. So if you've joined Stamp Club, we will be giving away a Stamparatus. It is, where's my new one? Oh, it's across the room. I have a brand new one in its box ready to give away to somebody lucky in Stamp Club. We're going to be using this today. And then the other thing, it's probably not as exciting to you guys as it is to me, but I just got some brand new mailing stuff These are just envelopes that I mail stuff in. Look how cute they are, you guys. They're in this plaid, this black and white plaid, and these will be what Stamp Club projects will come in. I wanted something really fun and special for club members. And how fun is it to get Happy Mail and you go out to your mailbox or you grab the mail and there's something pretty like this in it? I feel like it's so fun, right? So all Stamp Club members, when you receive your packages, you will receive them in this. So that's fun. And I got some fun stickers to, you know, me and stickers, you guys. I got some fun stickers to be able to place on them. And I just want Stamp Club packages to feel really special and really fun when you get them. So I just got that yesterday and I'm excited about that. Okay. So now the next thing is, this is something special for you guys here on Facebook. And I got to find it. Where did I put it? This is funny. I totally thought it was over here. Oh my word, you guys. Where did I put that? Okay, hold on one second because I gotta find it. Where would I have put this stuff? Oh, I know where. Okay, that was funny, you guys. I knew I said it somewhere. Okay, so this is special for you guys here on Friday on my live. I'm releasing something early to you guys who see this. On Tuesday, it will still be available. So if you're watching this on YouTube, this is going to launch on Monday. There'll be a exclusive video that will go out on YouTube. So if you're watching this replay on Tuesday on YouTube, this is available for you guys. So I took this stamp set right here and I have a mini class that I'm releasing. And here are the cards. So there is a link to sign up for this mini class in the description. The mini class with a stamp set and a set of rhinestones right here. So you get the stamp set, you get the rhinestones, and then you get a kit, which looks like this, to put these cards together. So there are 4 cards. You'll get 4 envelopes. Let me try to get everything in here. And this is the mini class Check You Out. So the class is $34.99 and you get the stamp set, the rhinestones, and then you'll get a package that will look like this. And you'll be able to make these cards. There will be a PDF and an exclusive video. So the thing is that I only have 10 available. If you just want the kit, like maybe you already have the stamp set and you don't need the stamp set, the kit, the PDF, and the exclusive videos are $25. So this is just a mini class, so you'll get to make one each of these cards. You get Whisper White envelopes, then you get the instructions and the videos. So there are only 10 of these available. I'm releasing this to you guys first, my Facebook lovely people here first. So there is a link in the Facebook description. So all you have to do is tap on your screen. So wherever you're watching this, if you're watching on an iPad or a phone, you just tap the screen and there's going to be all this information that pops up. It is early release mini class and you'll just click the link. I have to fix there needs to be some spacing done on that and I'll fix that as soon as we're done here. Just when I copy and paste it into my description, it kind of does that. So that is the mini class. It is the Check You Out mini class. And on Tuesday, if you are interested and there are still spots available, you'll just check in the YouTube description and there will be a link. Okay, so I think that covers everything. We're still in the month of August, which means the promotion is still going on to join for $99 and you get $55 in free product plus free shipping. So if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up, becoming part of our stamping community, there's lots of fun reasons to do that. You save 20% on all of your Stampin' Up orders. This is a little sneak peek for you guys of what we're making today. You save 20% on all of your orders. You get to have the Stamp Club items that I'm doing. You get that for free every single month. And then there's lots of fun benefits. There's prize patrols and fun giveaways and stamping. And it's just a fun thing to be a part of. And you get free product and it ships to you for free. So who wouldn't want to do that? Okay, so all those links are in the description or in YouTube or on my website. Or you can always contact me. I always feel like there's a million things, right, happening. So the kids are back in school, which is amazing. I'm struggling a little bit to transition. Like there's always a little bit of a struggle for me as I transition into like a new season. And I feel like next week will be much better. We're getting into that routine. And we have a little bit of a heat wave the last few days. And you guys know I don't like summer, right? We all know that. We've established that. 104-degree weather is not fun. So as soon as that passes, I feel like it's going to get a lot easier. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to use the Buffalo Check background set. Okay, so it looks like this. This is the sticker that goes on the back of the stamp. I never put that on there. I'm going to be using the Stamparatus to stamp this. And then I just needed a sentiment from a stamp set. So I'm using this as we're getting ready to gear into fall and winter. I'll be using this set. I'm going to be showing you guys how to take some sets that are not Christmas necessarily and make them into Christmas stamp sets. So that's going to be fun. And that's coming up towards the end of August. I did get my pre-order in. You guys saw that on Monday, and I still haven't played with anything. I'm planning on doing that this weekend because I have things to create for upcoming projects. Okay, so we're using the Stamparatus, and we're going to be using Bermuda Bay. Our color scheme today is going to be Bermuda Bay and Real Red. This video I had planned for Monday. And like I said, as we transition into going back to school, I just am not necessarily where I want to be as far as getting back into the swing of work. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it, and we're just going to wing it. So instead of this going up on Monday as one of our simple cards made with fun techniques, I'm just doing it for you guys today. I'm going to put this up on my website as a post, and then later I'll share with you guys the color combo photo that inspired this card. Does that make sense? So we're just moving forward, and I've just decided, you know, sometimes you just got to go with the flow of things, and I'm excited that the kids are back in school and where it's just a new season, right? Like that happens. So what I want to do is start cutting for this. So we're going to use Bermuda Bay for the base of the card. And I've just taken a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock. I have cut this in half at 4 1/4. So it's going to give me a card base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so we have that piece. Next, we need a Real Red piece. And this piece is going to be, we'll start it at 5 1/4 by 4, right? Yeah. Okay, so then this will be this layer. And then what we're going to need is a Whisper White piece, and we're going to need this at 4 3/4 by 3 3/4, I think. I think that's right. Nope, that's not right. Oh, it would be 5. Okay, that's what I did wrong. Somebody out there was like, nope, that's wrong, as I was cutting it. I know it. Then this way. I think that's better. So I'm just taking a 1/4 inch off. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I always do. It's always easy to just take a 1/4 inch off. Okay, so we have that. So now what we have is this piece that's going to be 4 1/4. And we're going to do this at 2 inches. Like 1 3/4. I don't know if that's going to be right or not. Then we're going to take a piece of basic black and we'll do 4 1/4, and then we'll do 2 inches. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so those are my pieces. Sorry, guys, I just am trying to make sure that I'm doing the right measurements. Okay, so now we're going to take our Whisper White piece, and we're going to bring our Stamparatus over here. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to stamp this background, right? Because I'm going to use the background stamp. Oh, this right here. So I don't want to use the magnets because then it will cover up part of the paper, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of snail and put it right on here. Now what I do to make sure it's straight is I push it all the way up top and then I bring it down just a little bit. And that usually keeps it pretty straight. I'll press this down and then you can see my stamp is already on here. I feel like it's a little crooked. So we'll just line this up using the grid like so. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, right? This is handmade, it's not Hallmark, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're gonna put a little bit of effort into making this, you know, straight. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking my ink pad, my Bermuda Bay ink pad, and we're inking up all of this. And then we'll come over here and we're going to close that. Andrew loves using this. He always uses my Misty, which is the same concept. It's just a stamp positioning tool. And he loves using it because at night, like when we're laying down to go to bed, we'll watch videos of Christina Warner making cards. And he loves it when she uses the stamp positioning tool, the Misty. So a lot of times, like when I let him stamp, he'll use that, and it's so funny to see him use it. So I'm just stamping this up again. This is the great thing about the a Stamparatus or a Misty, is that you can see it's a little bit blotchy. You're just going to ink it up again, and you're going to stamp it again. And for these really large background stamps, it's really amazing. Okay? So see, and then we'll just do it one more time. And what I'm going to do is I feel like there's like maybe something on the stamp set that's causing this little issue right here. So I'm just going to let that dry a little bit, because anytime you're stacking ink on ink on ink on ink, you're going to break down the fibers in your paper because it's getting wet, right? So we're going to let that dry for a minute, and then I'm just going to take, this is just a baby wipe, and I just get the Target brand. I actually have found the Target brand works really well. And I am going to clean this off. And make sure there's nothing on that stamp set. Sometimes that just happens. So we will wipe this off. And we're going to be using the same color, but we're using Bermuda Bay. But I just want to make sure there's nothing. And I usually have paper towels in here, but I don't. I don't have any paper towels in here. So let's take a piece of scratch paper and just dry this off. Yeah, see, it was still wet. Okay, so now let's stamp it one more time. And then that adhesive is holding down the white cardstock so that it doesn't move and shift around. That's what you would usually use the magnets for. These things right here, but because this is a background, I don't want to use those magnets, so I just used a little bit of adhesive. Okay, so then I'm just pressing on here. And still, I don't know what the deal is with this. And then I feel like I have Bermuda Bay all over my hands, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a wipe and just wipe this off my hand so I don't transfer this ink. I feel like I'm constantly doing that, like transferring the ink. Okay. And you can see it's stamped sort of crooked. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. Okay, so let's put this together. So the first thing we're gonna do is attach this piece now that it's dried some. I wonder, well, my other one didn't do that. The one I stamped before didn't. I wonder. Because my stamp looks pretty good. But if yours does it too, I'll have to check it out. Because maybe it is. I've not used this stamp nearly enough. Okay, so this piece is just going to go down flat. I don't need to worry about it. And we'll put that right in the middle. Okay, and then I just got a bunch more foam from Walmart last week, and I did my foam pieces. I was really running low. I had like one more piece left. Yeah, I'll totally let you know if it's on the stamp. I'll inspect it more when we're not live, and I'll stamp it a couple more times and I'll post some photos. Okay, so we'll put our foam here. And then we're gonna attach this piece to our Bermuda Bay. And then I'll show you why I'm not worried about this situation that happened. Okay, because we're going to put this piece here and this piece here, and we'll cover that up. Okay. So now what I want to do is stamp the sentiment from this set here. And we are going to use a little sneak peek product from the holiday catalog in just a minute. You guys are going to see something fun used on this card from the holiday catalog. So we're going to stick this right here. And it just says, so grateful for someone like you in my life. It's pretty straight. It's not perfect. And then I feel like this is going to be an inky mess if I don't close it. Okay. So now let's layer these two together. I know it's a little bit hard to see on my black mat, but I'm just lining it up so there'll be a little bit of black on each side. I'm trying to center that. And then there's just a tiny bit of white hanging off. Like, it probably doesn't even need to be trimmed, but it might as well. Okay, so now here's this card. And make sure it's opening up properly. And then we're gonna cover up the little, this situation that didn't stamp perfect. We'll cover that up. So this will go all the way to the edge. I feel like it's slightly shorter. Okay, so you ready for the sneak peek product that we're going to use? I'm so excited to see this product in the holiday catalog, and you might overlook it right when you're first looking at your holiday catalog, which, by the way, holiday catalogs went out. So it's fun, real red glimmer paper, and we're going to use those hearts. So the first one we're going to do is, we're just going to do this down here. Like so. And then this one, we're going to do some dimensionals on. Sorry, guys. So we have some dimensionals. The other product you may miss in the holiday catalog, and I'll be pointing all of this out when I do my walkthrough, is there are black dimensionals in the holiday catalog. And I cannot wait for that. Okay, so don't you love that? I feel like this needs to be like a different, well, I guess it's going like that now, because, and I feel like it needs more. I'll leave it. I'll just try to leave it. Which one did you miss, Debbie? Did you miss the glimmer paper, or did you miss the black dimensionals? Here's the holiday catalog. We'll be going through this. I'm going to tell you guys what pages those are on. The black dimensionals are on page 55. Bum, bum, bum. And the red glimmer paper is probably not on that page. Probably not on that page. Red glimmer paper is on page 19. Fun times, right? Fun times. Red glimmer paper. I love it. So this is with the glimmer paper, and this is without. And I just colored it with Wink Estella. Because you know I love my Wink Estella. We've got to get glimmer in here somehow. I feel like it's a must. I feel like this is a little close to my sentiment. Like, I feel like I spaced these out better, but, you know, it just is what it is. So I am going to have a PDF for you guys for this project because I'm going to. I decided to do one today. So I'll post that, and then I'll also post photos of this, and then this will also go up on my website. And then I will do some more stamping with this, and I will post photos of my results so that you guys can see them. This one did not have the problem. Oh, let's just do it right now. Like, let's just stamp with it. Some. I mean, we might as well. We're on here, so we might as well. So let's just do some test stamping. I think, was it Martha that said hers does this? Or Debbie? Somebody on here said that theirs does the same thing. So let's do a little testing. And Daisy's does too. Okay, so let's just do some testing and see. You both are on here, so let's just see if we can. I recall when I did black, that it did not do that. So also, it could be my ink pad. So let's do. So Chris says hers does it too. Okay, so let's do some stamping and just see if we can figure this out. So I'm not concerned about if this is stamping straight or not. I'm concerned about the way the image is stamping. So I just want to make sure that this is dry. And I don't see anything on my actual stamp. Like, I don't see any imperfections or anything on this. For those of you that have said you have a little bit of a problem, are you using a stamp positioning tool or are you just stamping it? Let me know which way, because I can try both ways. So let's use a black ink pad. I'm wondering which one would be juicy enough. Well, I mean, should we use Stays On? Or let's use Memento. Okay, so let's use Memento. And then we'll use another SU color, because I feel like they're two different style ink pads. So I feel like when inking up something this large, you're going back over so you can see, like, I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera, but as you go over it, it's gonna, that's why it's great to use a stamp positioning tool, because as you go over it, you're gonna get little, oh, I should have put some adhesive down because I still need to be able to stamp it. Ugh, dang the bad luck. Maybe it'll just stick. Okay, so Martha says Stamparatus, Stampin' Up! Ink, Memento ink, Stampin' Up! Cardstock is what I use. Okay, so perfect to know. Chris says Stamparatus, I had better luck keeping on my mat and flipping my paper on top and pressing down. Okay, so maybe it is using the Stamparatus. Oh, see? I totally should have used adhesive. So sometimes what I would do if I wasn't using the Stamparatus, if I didn't want to be able to stamp multiple times, is I would do what Chris said, where I would flip my stamp upside down and I would do this, where I would put a piece of paper on it. So see, I feel like if I was able to stamp this again, it would be perfect. Let's try this with, so I need to just put adhesive down. I was thinking I didn't need to since I didn't care if it was straight, but I still need it to hold in place. Okay. So that also is an option when you flip it upside down and then you stamp on it. I feel like it's hard to ink up background sets evenly because you keep going over the same image, right? So I'm just pressing, and I try to press going in one direction. So I usually work from bottom to top. Okay, so I'm inking up again. See, I feel like I did a project with the black plaid, and I feel like I got a really good, perfect image. And it didn't do that blotchiness because I was able to stamp it several times to get a really good, crisp image. Okay, so see, I'm not getting those blotchy spots. So is it the Stampin' Up! Ink pads? Okay, so we're just going to test it. That's all we can do is just try. That's why I always tell you guys when you get product, whether it's new or to always know that you may have to do a couple things. You know, you might have to test it out and play around with it to figure out. I find this with dies. If I get a die, especially if it's a 3D item, I always just give myself a little bit of time and recognize that it might not come out perfect the very first time. So I feel like this is pretty good. Like, I would be really happy with this. It's still a little wet. So I don't know if you guys can see that. It's still a tiny, tiny bit wet. So I feel like that's a pretty crisp image. I feel like maybe I might, if this was for a project, I might want to stamp it maybe one more time, like let it dry and stamp it one more time. But let's try it with a different color now. Like, let's try it with a Stampin' Up! Ink pad. So let's take this. Okay, so Martha said the Memento is definitely better than the Stampin' Up! Ink. Okay, so was it black ink you were using? Or do you just mean like a colored ink? You were using the colored ink and it wasn't great. Because we're going to use, somebody pick a color. Like, should we do a light color or a darker color? Like, should we maybe do like Pool Party or like Balmy Blue? Okay, so I cleaned that and then I'm going to clean it one more time and dry it. Or maybe like a yellow, like a light yellow we could try, because that might make a difference. Or a light gray. Okay, so I feel like I got all the color off of that. I'm worried to go into a light color after I've used black. Do you guys ever feel that way? Like, I'm kind of wasting cardstock here. Like, I'm scared to stamp something in black, and then I think that's how my Blushing Bride ink pad kind of got ruined. Oh, no, it's not this one. It's Petal Pink. Like, see, it kind of got dark. I think I went into like dark ink afterwards. Okay, so this looks pretty dry. That's what I'm wondering, Martha, if it was just blotchy stamping. That's why I want to try this a couple ways. Okay. So let's do a light color. Like, let's do, I'm going to do Pool Party. Pool Party is a pretty light blue. Okay. So now I'm going to put some adhesive on here. This had color on it. I just realized because my white cardstock isn't as wide. So what we're going to do is flip this over. So I wiped that off. And then I'm going to flip this over and put it back on here. And then I have adhesive on here. Okay. Paranoid about this stamp. Okay, so now let's try Pool Party. And this is an SU ink. So let's see if it makes a difference. Because this is a firm foam and this is a felt. So does everybody know the difference between the two different? This is my Memento black. And your StazOn is going to be like this. And older Stampin' Up! Ink pads are going to be like this. They're going to be the felt. These are firm foam. And so they can be a little bit juicier. It can just be a different way. And I can already tell that just stamping with the firm foam, like I have imperfections and lines where I went over my stamping. So this stamp set should be pretty, it should be a clean, it shouldn't be like rustic. This is a clean, this, the way the sticker looks is exactly how it should look when you're stamping it. Okay, there's no, that's a good indication if you're ever wondering Well, how should this image look? Look at the sticker and you can see that it is very, it's not rustic looking, is the thing I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's ink this up again. So I have a couple blotchy spots right away that I didn't have when I was using the black. So right away I'm having some of those blotchy circle blots that I did not have with the black. And then you're going to want firm pressure. So I mean, I am really pushing in on this stamp. So see right here, this did not happen when I was using the black. So did something get left on there? I'm looking at this thinking, what's the situation? Because with the felt ink pad, this didn't happen. So does my ink pad, I don't know if you can see this. Where's my pokey thing? This will probably work. So right now I can see that there's some, on my ink pad, there's some fuzzies. Like there's one right there. That comes off immediately. There's one right there. Okay, so let's try again. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna push in on this. And see, I'm still getting this. Okay, so right here, it's still, there's nothing on there. There's nothing in that area that should be causing that. My stamp is fine. And you see, I did not have any blotchiness in that area. Okay, so let's try one more try, one more layer of ink. And we'll press again. And I'll go this way just, just to make sure I have even pressure. And it still did it. So, okay, so the way this looks like what's happening, okay, so this actually is a good indication. So right here, it's pulling up. It's pulling up on the surface of the stamp. There's ink there. But then it's having a hard time getting to the paper. So let me see if I can fix this now that I can see what's happening. So with the firm foam ink pad, what looks like is happening is it's allowing it to sit on the surface of the stamp. So let's clean this. Let's take this off here. Let's wipe this so it dries. And then let's dry this off. And I'm going to see, I think I have a fix for it. Nope, we're not going to have, I'm not going to accept always a messed up area, Martha. We're going to fix it. Okay. So we have it dry now. Now we're going to take our trusty sand eraser. Can you guys see how that's turning the surface of the stamp white? So that's all we're going to do to the surface is once the surface turns white, then we need to stop. Okay, so we're going to do this to the whole area. I'll show you guys what this product is in 1 second. Okay, so this is a mono sand eraser. It is by Tombow. It says 4 ink, and you can get this on Amazon. That's where I got mine. Okay. So now all I'm going to do is brush that away. I'm going to take my wet cloth again because I don't want little specks of the sand eraser to end up in my ink. So we're just going to clean that off. And then we might have to stamp a couple times just to make sure we get all of those pieces off there. It looks like it came off okay. It looks like everything came off okay. But then, so we're going to go back with the pool party. The first thing I'm going to do is just ink this up. And then I'm just going to stamp off of it just to make sure any of that little eraser pieces, I don't want any of that on my project. Okay, so let's see if this worked. Okay, so we're going to put in a piece of Whisper White paper. We're going to put some adhesive down. And then we're going to compare all 3. Okay, so here's Pool Party, the one we were using that was having a problem. We're inking it up. I'm still giving the same pressure, top to bottom. Okay, so it's blotchy right now, and that's okay, because with the Stamparatus, I expect there to be a little bit of blotchiness where I'm not pushing down properly, and that's why I'm able to stamp it multiple times to get that. Okay, so let's see. Either it's going to be more blotchy and it will have not worked, or it will have fixed it. Okay. So already I can see a spot right here where it could still potentially be a problem, but let's see. I am putting a lot of pressure on it, just so you know. So there's a spot here and a spot here, and I can see that it did pull up right there. Like, it's totally pulling up and staying on the stamp. But let me look at this. And it's almost in the same spot, but I do feel like it is a little bit better. I'm going to show you both. So I feel like maybe if I did the sanding again one more time in that area, it could fix it. Okay, so I feel like overall, like there's a spot right here, and it did pull up right there, and there's a spot right here. But this blotchiness, the blotchiness here, you can see is, I feel like it's much better. It's getting, I don't know, you guys tell me, can you see it? Yeah, and you can totally do that. You can take, like here's Pool Party. Nope, Coastal Cabana. Oops, sorry guys. But overall, I think that it is a little bit better. Now, is it as good as the black? It's absolutely not as good as the black. I feel like the black, I was able to get a really, really crisp image. But I do feel like it is better from those couple spots. So what then I would choose to do, and let's do it the way Chris said and flip it and put the pressure on it that way. So I feel like right here where it's pulling up, I feel like let's take and go in here and just okay, so then let's dry this. And then let's do it the way Chris said. So we'll take this off. I don't want to break my Stamparatus, and we'll just flip it over like this. Is it dry? Yeah. So then we'll take this paper. So this is the other way you can do it. Now here's Pool Party again. We already know with black, we can get a really crisp image on the Stamparatus. So then we lay that down. We put a piece of scratch paper over it. You got to be careful not to shift your white paper when you're doing this. You really got to hold it down. And this might be harder to do it twice. I totally twisted it. But see, doing it that way. Now, if I could line this up again and stamp again, you can see either by sanding that spot again or by being able to do it with more direct pressure. When you're doing it with your Stamparatus, I need to learn to speak. There is a plate in between you and the stamp, right? So there's the plate you're pushing down on, and then there's the stamp you're pushing down on. So you've got to put pressure on the plate plus the stamp to get the image, right? So when you're doing it direct paper to stamp, you definitely can get pressure on it a lot easier. Oh, let's try. Does anybody have this thing? What's this thing called? Does anybody know? If you've been around a while, you might have it. Thank you, Daisy. You might have this. Everybody's commenting with what it's called. I call it the little roly thing. Okay, so see, look at this, you guys. I mean, there's that blotchy spot is not there. So see, no blotchy spot. This was the very first one we did. And this was the second one we did. So you can see it's much darker because we're able to continue to put ink down on it. I'm not talented enough to then line this back up on this to then add more ink. But the blotchy places, like if we were able to re-ink this again, it would be a dark image like this. So sanding it, I think, is a huge part that's going to help it. I don't think it's thick enough. So let's try. I mean, we can totally try that. Oh, look at that. What a mess. So let's just try it. So Kathy was saying maybe if we took off this foam piece, it's not very thick, but it is, you know, part of it. And then we need, I really ought to go get some paper towels and stop wasting all my cardstock. Okay, so then let's put the stamp back on here. My fear is that it's not going to be thick enough down here to get to the stamp. Okay, so another piece of Whisper White. A little bit of adhesive to hold it in place so we can... Anybody know where my adhesive is? Okay. Okay. So here's that, because this is a hard surface. Okay, so then let's do the pool party. Oh, maybe it does. Maybe it is thick enough. I feel like it's not, but I feel like maybe it is. So just that pressure. So see, I feel like up here, there's just no way for the stamp to get down so far because of the hinges. But I will say that the blotchiness is already slightly better where the stamp is getting. So see, when I am pressing, I have to press on the acrylic plate plus the back of the stamp to really get the pressure. Where when you just take the paper, like Chris's suggestion, when you're just taking the paper to the stamp, you're just pressing on the one piece of paper to get that ink. So I can tell you right now that the blotchiness is already 1,000 times better. So sanding it does make a difference. If you have that sanding tool, I would suggest using that. And then the other thing that I would suggest using is a flatter, like not the foam. So one more thing. I want to try one more thing. Ooh, and that's going to stick to my... It's okay. Snail adhesive is removable. So... no worries. We'll clean that. So Stampin' Up! Sells this for the Stamparatus, and it's just mini grid paper. Whoops, I knocked my brayer over. Let's try one more way. So this is going to be a flatter surface. It's not foam, you know, so there's not as much give. Okay. Already, look. Look at that. Okay, so pop quiz. What have we learned here? So I think sanding it helped the why we do that. You can do it with, most of the time we do it with photopolymer sets because of the way they're created. Photopolymer sets are actually made with water. It's like a laser water. that cuts out the image, which is super weird. And I've had the privilege of seeing how they're made, and it's the weirdest thing you'll ever see. And so sometimes with the surface of them, if you're not getting a crisp image, it's simply because the surface of the stamp is not as, not that it's not flat, but there's just some imperfections in it. So by taking a sand eraser and running it over the image until it turns white, it allows the ink to be able to be absorbed into the stamp, and any of that, if there's anything on there that's causing issues or blotchiness, it won't be like that. So same thing with red rubber, where we have like, if there's like a blotchiness to it or there's an imperfection, sometimes by just taking that sand eraser, or sometimes it even works with just a red rubber eraser. So I think for this particular background, if you're going to use the Stamparatus to be able to stamp several times, the first thing is you can use the sand eraser to see, look at how much better that is. I mean, that is night and day from the blotchiness of the beginning of this. Where's our very first one? So here's our very first one. And the blotchiness, like there's still, like there's this little spot right here. And I think that if I just run the sand eraser over it again, I think that that will really help that spot. But it looks much better than it did. And then definitely just doing the paper ink technique and doing the paper right to the stamp made a huge difference. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. And then the felt ink pad really is, I feel like, that came out the best. So for whatever reason, the foam ink pad with this particular stamp allows it to pull up a little bit and have a little bit of an issue. So hopefully that helps any of you guys that are having a hard time with this. Let me know if you use this stamp again and you try this out and you try to fix a little bit of it. Let me know if you feel like you get better results, because there's nothing worse than loving a stamp and then not getting the results that you want. It can be very, very frustrating. So hopefully that helps you guys in with those tips. And then let's look at the card again that we made. So this is the card we made with the Bermuda Bay ink. You guys know that's my favorite. And the red glimmer paper from the holiday catalog. And then don't forget about the mini class. So if you're interested, I only have 10 kits available. So if you're interested in making these cards, you can just get the kit with the exclusive videos and the PDF, or you can get it with the stamp set and the rhinestones, and those options are both available. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will have photos of our project along with a PDF for you guys this afternoon. So I'm going to work on that right now. And that will be up as well a little bit later. And then on Tuesday, if you are watching this on YouTube and you want the PDF for this project, you can click in the YouTube description and you will see where it says print this PDF. So hopefully I will be able to get back to doing that for you guys. I know you enjoyed it when I was providing those before, so hopefully I'll be able to start doing that again. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back next week with lots of fun stuff for you guys. We'll be diving into using the holiday catalog items very, very soon. I cannot wait. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later.